Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing whether or not Thailand's seeking of quote-unquote upmarket tourists is a quote-unquote recipe for disaster. Thought of making this video after reading a recent article from the Thai Examiner, that's thaiexaminer.com. Article is titled "Nightlife Until 4 a.m. and as poll shows plans to move foreign tourism upmarket, a quote recipe for disaster," unquote. Quoting directly, the country's tourism chiefs will present a proposal to the government in September to extend nightlife opening hours only in select and strictly controlled areas in foreign tourism hotspots, and a plan designed to increase tourism earnings and attract more Western travelers from the country's key foreign tourist markets. It comes as tourism has emerged as the key to the ongoing economic recovery. Get to that in a moment. This year, with a poll of Thai Examiner readers since July showing over 77% warning that plans to take the country's tourism industry upmarket would be a mistake and a, quote, recipe for disaster, unquote, if it went ahead. So a couple of things here. First of all, I kind of like how, and I've noticed this across the media, different platforms. I'm not pointing anybody out, but this comes as true, and frankly, the Thai Examiner, I think, has done better than some places where everybody just sort of has been, oh wow, Thailand tourism is the key to economic recovery. Yeah, that 20% of the overall GDP we've been missing the last 2 years. Yeah, that's a pretty big key to some economic recovery going on around here. I don't know how to put. I don't think it's. I don't know, but I don't know if it's intentional, whatever. I don't think it's intentional. I'm not claiming that, but this kind of strange sort of like inability to see what's right in front of your face. I mean, we did the video going back, I think it was January this year, where we were talking about the tourism sector was literally decimated. So roughly 20, depending on what you read, 18-20% of the overall GDP here in Thailand comes from tourism, and that went down like literally 90%. That was the statistics we were reading. I think again going back into January, and that was from the Bangkok Post. That will have, if you take out 90% of 20% of your GDP, so take out an overall 18% of your overall GDP and just remove it. Yeah, that's going to have a tremendous negative impact. And getting that back is certainly key to some economic recovery. I think that's pretty self-evident. Now, on to this issue of whether or not sort of aiming for upmarket tourism. This has been something I've been kind of ambivalent about, or rather ambivalent about, for the past, ever since I kind of started seeing this trend form about 14, 18 months ago, that, in sort of the post-pandemic, whatever you want to call it, post-lockdown era, they were going to kind of concentrate on upmarket tourism. And it's like, my thinking on that is, let's just get tourists back. Anybody that can afford to come to Thailand, stay here, take care of themselves, and then go on their merry way, why concentrate on anyone other than those people? That's kind of my thinking. That's exactly who we need. Somebody that can afford to come to Thailand, wants to be here and spend their money, is pretty much who I'm worried about in terms of getting back into Thailand. I don't know why we're sort of parsing out, well, these tourists and da-da-da-da-da. To my mind, it just seems self-evident that we need as many tourists as we can get here in the Kingdom of Thailand.